friends, welcome to STEAM Saturday. Today is Science Fiction Week, so we're going to make a light up robot. In your kit from the library, you'll have gotten a picture of a robot, some LED lights, a battery, some copper tape, and some regular tape. You'll also need a pair of scissors. You can just leave your robot as it is, or you can cut it out. I'm going to cut mine out. You could also draw your own robot or other thing that you would like to have light up eyes. All right, now I have my robot. Okay, so what you want to do is decide where your negative and where your positives are going to go. I'm going to put my positives over here and my negatives over here. There's two ways to figure out on your LED which side is the negative and which side is the positive. If you look very closely, you can see that one side has a bump and one side doesn't. The side that doesn't have the bump is the negative. So you can kind of remember that, like, it doesn't have it, it's a minus, it's a negative. Also, another way to remember that is, if you look, you can see that one leg is shorter. The shorter leg is the negative leg. Same thing with the battery. The battery actually has a positive side on the bottom, and this side with the texture is the negative side. Okay, the first thing you want to do is poke a couple holes where your LED's gonna go. I'm using a thumbtack, and we'll try and include a thumbtack in your kit. So then put the long positive side on the top and the short negative side on the bottom. Do that for each eye. Okay. Now you want to have your positives go to the left, your negatives, so you have the negatives going this way and the positives going that way. Now take your copper tape and we'll do this side first. So we want a length about this long. And it has a backing on it. You want to take off the backing and be kind of careful, because when you take the backing off of this tape, it can kind of curl up. So what I like to do is just take a little bit off, and then I'm going to lift my sides up a little bit here. I'm going to put my negative, this is the side for the negative. I'll run that all the way down. Then I'm going to fold my negatives back over, and I'm going to put a little piece of tape over them to keep them flat. There we go. Now I'm going to do pretty much the same thing on the positive side. But what I'm going to do is leave a little tail that still has the backing on it. So I'll fold these guys up. Run this down, but then when I get to this length, I'm just going to cut off the backing and fold it over, and I'm going to cut it there. So I'll do the same thing on this side where I take my 2 parts and I'm going to tape them down to make sure that they stay connected to the tape. The next step is to take your battery, and you can remember that this is the negative side of the battery and this is the positive side of the battery. So I'm going to put the battery down like so, and I'm going to tape half of it over. I want to leave half of it exposed. Okay. And make sure it's taped down well. Okay. So then when you touch the tape to the back, the little eyes light up. And you can see that this is basically your switch. This piece goes, so you finish the connection and it'll light up. So if you're having some problems, make sure that A, you don't have any wires touching other wires, because that will short out your circuit. And B, make sure that the legs of your LEDs are really touching the tape. So there we go.